for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What's up, Yanks Nation? Welcome back to the channel. I've got some breaking news, and honestly, it's not the news any of us wanted to hear. Aaron Boone just dropped a brutal injury update on Aaron Judge regarding that elbow that has been limiting him to designated hitter duties. And the implications are massive, folks. This is the kind of news that could redefine not just the rest of our season, but the future of the franchise. We're going to break down exactly what this means for our captain, for guys like Giancarlo Stanton, and for the emergence of Ben Rice, who have been splitting that DH role. This situation is way more complex than it appears on the surface, and we need to unpack every single detail. Before we dive in, a quick heads up. If you're part of that 74% of viewers who aren't subscribed yet here at Yankees Digest, I'm asking you to hit that subscribe button right now. This is where you get the daily news and deep dive analysis on everything involving our Bronx Bombers. The Yanks have gotten back to winning some ball games, things were looking a little bit better, but this update on Aaron Judge casts a dark shadow over everything. The concern with Judge's elbow has been the biggest saga of this season. When he initially went down with the injury, all of us, the bleacher creatures and the entire Yanks nation, held our breath, fearing the worst. A torn UCL, which would mean the end of a historic season and possibly Tommy John surgery. To see Judge having one of the best years in MLB history cut short would have been devastating. Thankfully, he came back, and he's starting to find his rhythm at the plate again. However, he hasn't set foot in the outfield for a long time now, serving exclusively as the DH. This creates a domino effect that complicates the entire roster, especially for a team that relies so heavily on the firepower of Giancarlo Stanton and is trying to develop young talent like Ben Rice and Austin Wells. With the recent move involving JC Escara and the call-up of Ahmed Rosario, some pieces started to make a little more sense. But the big question about Judge remained. And now we have Boone's answer, and it's not encouraging at all. Aaron Boone's statement was a gut punch to every single Yankees fan. He said, and I quote, "I don't think we're going to see Aaron Judge back in the field, playing like he normally does at any point this year. We're trying to get it to where he can let it go with ease and be able to protect himself." He went on to say that he's waiting for the thumbs up from the trainers and that while Judge is expected to throw again today, he doesn't expect to see him in the field in Tampa and maybe not even in Boston. For anyone who follows the Yankees, we know Aaron Boone is a serial optimist. He's the type of manager who finds a silver lining in everything, to the point where it drives the fan base, myself included, crazy. It often feels like he's spinning us, not being genuine. His constant positivity in the face of obvious problems is frustrating. If you've been following the channel, you know my patience with Aaron Boone ran out last year, and watching this season unfold has only reinforced my opinion that he's been a poor manager with no real positive impact on this team. The true engine of this club, the man who has had the most positive impact, not just on the Yankees, but on all of baseball this year, has been Aaron Judge. What he has been doing is otherworldly. The numbers are insane and hard to even comprehend. As of August, he has accumulated a WAR of 6.9. He has 412 at-bats with 137 hits and 39 home runs. His slash line is a .333 batting average, a .447 on-base percentage, and a slugging percentage close to 700, resulting in an OPS of 1.134. His adjusted OPS is 210, where 100 is league average. He's stolen 7 bases just because he can. Aaron Judge isn't normal, he's a force of nature. And now, the prospect of him not returning to the outfield for the rest of the season is terrifying. Because let's be honest, without Judge's glove and his total presence, the Yankees lose a vital part of their identity. He's the pillar holding this team up. Without him, the whole squad is at risk of sinking. The leadership and elite defense he provides in right field are just as important as his bat. To lose that for an extended period is a massive blow to our championship aspirations. And Boone's words confirm our worst fear. This elbow injury is far more serious than the organization wanted to let on. With Judge confined to the DH role, the team's dynamic shifts dramatically, and the first person impacted is Giancarlo Stanton. For years, the debate was about how to keep Stanton healthy, and the solution seemed to be using him primarily as the DH. Now, with Judge occupying that spot, Stanton has been forced back into the outfield on a much more regular basis. And the incredible part is, he hasn't just handled it well. He's having a spectacular season. Stanton is showing everyone he's still that dominant player who won an MVP nearly a decade ago. On the year, he's hitting .299 with a .953 OPS and a .161 adjusted OPS. He has proven that when he's healthy and in a rhythm, he is one of the most feared hitters in the game. And if you look at his recent performance, it gets even more impressive. Over his last 25 games, Stanton has been just plain filthy. He's hitting .333 with a .407 on-base percentage and a .691 slugging percentage, resulting in an absurd 1.098 OPS. He is in full-on MVP mode. Judge himself even joked with Stanton, saying, "Don't get comfortable out there in right field. I'm coming back!" But in light of Boone's statement, that line now rings hollow. It doesn't sound like Judge is coming back anytime soon, if at all this year. When a manager as optimistic as Boone says he doesn't expect to see his best player at his usual position for the rest of the season, the alarm bells go off at full volume. Ryan Garcia of Empire Sports Media put it bluntly on Twitter, speculating that it's definitely a torn UCL. Honestly, I'm inclined to agree. It makes perfect sense given the extreme caution and the refusal to set a timeline. Boone never gives the game away on injuries, but a statement this pessimistic is a clear sign that the situation is serious. I would be shocked if it's not at the very least a partial tear of the UCL, and that opens a Pandora's box of future implications. Will Aaron Judge ever be able to throw with the same force again? Or will we have to get used to a new reality, one that might force him to change positions permanently, just as Bryce Harper did by moving to first base? That possibility completely changes the long-term blueprint for the New York Yankees. The possibility of Aaron Judge becoming a full-time first baseman is a plot twist nobody saw coming, but it's one we now have to seriously consider. This would create a domino effect that reconfigures our entire roster and future strategy. Think about Ben Rice. He was brought up with the expectation that he was the Yankees' first baseman of the future. Now, with this new reality, his future may lie back at his original position, catcher. And he's been excellent since he got the call. He's currently maintaining a .239 batting average and an .804 OPS. After a slight dip following a torrid start, he's come on strong since the All-Star break, showing he belongs in the big leagues. He's hitting .469 in high-leverage situations, proving his mettle. Ben Rice is without a doubt a core piece of the Pinstripes' future. The question is, at what position? If Judge moves to first, Rice solidifies himself as the primary catcher. And what does that mean for Austin Wells? Wells has struggled at the plate this year, with an average hovering around .206, and he hasn't been able to find his rhythm since coming back from a finger injury. In a scenario where Rice is the starting catcher, Wells would become the backup, a role that might be a better fit for him right now. This shift would solve one problem, but create another. With Judge at first base and Stanton locked in as the DH, the Yankees would have a massive hole in the outfield. And that leads us directly to the offseason. The free agency strategy would completely change. The number one priority might become bringing back a player like Cody Bellinger. Imagine an outfield with Bellinger in right, Jason Dominguez in center, and our top prospect Spencer Jones coming up to take over in left. Or maybe Bellinger in center and Dominguez on a corner. The combinations are exciting. That would give us a young, athletic, and powerful outfield. With Judge at first, Stanton at DH, and Rice at catcher, the core of our offense would be set. The focus in free agency would then shift to filling the remaining gaps, third base and shortstop. Perhaps the interest in international players like Munetaka Murakami gets reevaluated in this new light. The entire architecture of the team would be rebuilt around the health and new position of Aaron Judge. It's a monumental paradigm shift. While we map out the future, we have to deal with the present. The recent call-up of Ahmed Rosario, a veteran utility player, makes more sense now. Rosario has had a solid season, albeit in limited playing time. He's hitting .277 with a .747 OPS and 5 home runs. He's a versatile defender who has played the outfield for the Yankees before and can be a useful piece to help us navigate this period of uncertainty. He and other guys on the roster will have to step up to compensate for Judge's absence on defense. But the main story, the fear looming over the Bronx, is the future of Aaron Judge. What is going to happen to our captain? That is the billion-dollar question. Boone's statement, while grim, at least gives us some clarity on the severity, forcing the organization and us, the fans, to face an uncomfortable reality. This news is a tough pill to swallow. There's no sugarcoating it. The possibility of not seeing number 99 roaming right field at Yankee Stadium for the rest of the year is gut-wrenching. He is the heart and soul of this team, and his absence on defense will be felt every single game. Now I want to hear from you, Yanks Nation. How do you feel about this update? Do you think Judge should try to play first base in the future to preserve his arm and prolong his career? Or would you rather see him stick to DH duties, hoping for a full recovery even if it means sacrificing defense? The presence of Paul Goldschmidt now feels like a temporary band-aid on a much bigger problem. Drop your opinions in the comments below. I read them all. I want to know what the Yankee Nation is thinking about this crucial crossroads for our team. Final analysis. Aaron Boone's update on Aaron Judge's injury is a watershed moment. It confirms the elbow issue is serious and that the implications for the rest of the season and the future are profound. The Yankees now face the stark reality of potentially needing to reimagine the positional future of their biggest star, which will impact every other strategic roster decision for years to come. Now it's on you. What would you do if you were in Brian Cashman's shoes? Let me know in the comments. If you appreciate this direct, no-nonsense analysis, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The road ahead just got tougher, but we're the Bronx Bombers, we endure. Have a great day, and let's go Yankee!